So, as of May 2003, we've updated PromptJourney to version 1.2. So there's a few modifications that should make using PromptJourney a little bit more easier and flexible for you. I'm just going to do a quick run through for those that haven't seen PromptJourney before. So PromptJourney is just basically a tool to assist you in actually creating prompts. Used to do all the work, but we've given you a few extra tools where you can maintain and modify your prompts as quickly as possible. You have a prompt area here, which is basically your text that you use for the creation of the prompt. So if we do something like add this here, this prompt is what you probably usually type into MidJourney. This main prompt up here is basically what you should copy to actually put into PromptJourney. So as an example, this is the text that you would use to create the image, but you may want to add some parameters to it. So we have all the parameters down here. You can add parameters just by typing them in. 50, and maybe we do version 1. And as you can see, this prompt is still describing the image that you actually want to create, but this one up here is the actual command that you would need to type into Discord to actually get PromptJourney to actually generate for MidJourney to actually generate for you. You can actually type in any of the parameters that you need. So you could do, example is, let's do aspect. 16 by 9. And as you can see, aspect ratio is then automatically set and will actually select the one that you typed in. You can also do something like example stop at 95%. So anything you can type in, you can actually do in the command prompt as well. It'll just reconstruct it as part of the prompt in your main prompt area up here. You can also add suffixes to your prompts as well. So I'm just going to clear all the parameters here. Actually, what I'll do is with add a suffix, you can do two different versions. If you do all, this will take the prompt and all of its settings and put it into suffix. So if I do, but if that's not what you wanted, and you wanted to just to maintain these parameters but use it for a different prompt, you can just do parameters. And as you can see, what I usually do is do parameters and then I do all after that. And that way I can change the order of these, set that, and I'll still have access to the same thing. You can still actually add to the prompt, so you can do so as you can see, the prompt section here adds to the prompt section here. The new feature is that we've actually added this sort order. So if I change this to this, you'll notice that all the aspect ratios now sit here and the actual prompt part of it is actually sitting here. Let's return that to that. So this means we could do something along the lines of creating a new suffix and do and walking down the street. So if you wanted to change your image, you could turn this one off and turn this one on, and then just change the sort order. So a rainy day with a man walking down down Main Street. So this means you can do a variation on what you want, and you can actually sort the way that you actually want it to appear within the prompt itself. So we also have the image links down here that works very similar to suffixes, but works mainly with image links. So if we take something like this image that we created in Discord, we do the copy link, and we add it to here. You've got the image button here that will actually, if clicked, will show you a representation of the image and just some details in regards to the link and where to find it. If we close this and we do add, you'll see that images get put to the front of the parameter of the prompt. So here, you can also have multiple images. So if we take, say, this one here, copy link, go add, we can do this, turn this on, and as you can see, it just basically adds a new image to that row. This will allow you to do multiple merges of images, like character creation and that sort of thing. The other thing to remember is that you actually have a history. So whenever you copy here, which is what this button here is for, if you copy this, you'll get a representation of what you just copied. The title is based on just the prompt, what's in the prompt. If you go over to MidJourney now and enter in Control V, you'll notice that you don't actually have to add the imagined prompt. You just need to either press space or something else to allow it to kick in. And then if you do enter, that will now start generating the prompt that you were actually looking at. So we'll put that to one side for the moment. That's pretty much most of what you need to know. There is also the prompt history aspect of it. So if you actually say we do this and we copy, if you press your up and down arrows on your keyboard, you will notice that you actually roll through all of the prompts that you actually have created in this session. With that, you'll notice that for each one that you create, it also copies the suffix and the images. This has been added in 1.2. So you'll keep a history of what's in the prompt, what's in the parameters, and also what's in the suffix and the images directory. So if I say turn this one off, let's turn off all the images, and then we run that prompt, and then we go back, you'll see that the current prompt is basically telling us that images are now currently not available, which means we can just turn them on again. I will note that for the free account, all the data that you actually create during your prompt session is only in regards to this page itself. At any given point, if you refresh the page or leave the page, all of this data will be lost, including any of the suffixes or the history. So if I refresh this page, as you can see, everything is reset there's nothing in the history, there's no prompt, no suffix, no images. That brings us to the next section that we want to discuss. It's the pricing tiers. So currently there's a free version. You can do whatever you want within the session that you've actually started with. If you leave this session, you will lose all the data that you were currently working on. In most cases, this is fine for a lot of people who are just playing around with MidJourney and just want to actually see how they can do stuff. But for those who are more inclined to actually do a lot more work in that area, we've created a few pricing tiers. So if we go to pricings up here, we've created a few separate account types or subscription types. We have tester, monthly user, and pro user. For monthly user and pro user, there is also a matching yearly user or yearly pro user as well. With the yearly versions of those two accounts, you get an extra 2 months free if you inclined to think that you're going to need it for a year. In regards to the testing account, the testing account is really just a trial account. It's a trial account that basically you pay $3 to actually use for 1 month. After that 1 month, the account will actually be deleted. It's so that if you want to test it out, but you are not sure if you're going to need it for a monthly period, and you don't want to forget about it or remember at the end of the month that you actually have to cancel it, we'll do it for you, basically. If during that 1 month period you find that you actually will use it and you do want a more monthly account, then you can just register for the monthly user account or monthly pro account, and it'll immediately start from that point on. The only drawback is that tester account will not be refunded. That being said, tester account is no different to user account. It's just that you only get one project that you can actually utilize in the tester account. The user account has 10 that you can actually use. So as mentioned earlier, tester is no different to user account, except for the case that you only get one project. So when you actually log in as a tester, you'll be taken directly to PromptJourney, as there's no reason to see the projects page. If you log in as user, you get taken directly to the project page, and you'll need to select the project that you actually want to work on before you go to the PromptJourney's page. You can create up to 10 projects. So if we do this and say new project, you can then select this project and go into it. You can also get back to the projects page by hitting the projects button. You can delete a project, and you can also edit the project, which is really just changing the details in it. Cancel that. So we go back to the project. There is nothing different about the user's version in regards to the functionality. The only thing that's really different is that history is actually maintained on the server and not locally. So you can do something like, say this, if you create a prompt, when you actually copy the prompt, it will actually save a history of it on the server, not locally, which means you can do something like, let's add some suffix. Yeah. Let's add a couple more. say maybe add another image. When you actually save, all of the suffix, the parameters, the images all get saved on the server. So if we add, say this, and so we add, remove this, say add all these, add it again. When you, if you log out, or actually even if you refresh, you'll notice that the history is still there. All the fields get cleared out. It just basically puts back. But if you do an up key or down key, you will go through all of the variations of the prompts that you created previously. This also occurs if you actually log out and log back in again. We go back to the same project. As you can see, the history is still there, as here. And as you can see, it still retains the suffixes in the positions that you actually copied the prompt from. You can also clear history as well, which will just basically remove everything from the server. The one thing to remember is that the history is always related to the project. So if you do a history here, so let's take this project and go, let's add this, let's say chaos, and seed, like that. And then if we go back to projects, and so go back to this one, you'll see that you don't get the history across different projects. But if we go back to the one that we had, as you can see, the history is still there. So the Pro version comes with all the same features, new features that come with both the free version and the user version, but it also has a couple of extra benefits. One of them being that the projects are unlimited, so you can create as many projects as you want. The other change is that you can also get access to either to both the suffix list and the image gallery. And what they are is a way of storing, say, an example is the suffix here, is a way of storing suffixes that you can use across multiple projects. You can just select one of these, and as you can see, it gets entered into the suffix. Same with the image gallery. You can pick any one of these, and it'll be part of the image. To actually add your own images, you can do something like this. So if you add an image, so if we take an image here and paste it in, when you view the image, you'll now notice that you actually have a title and add to group in regards to the image view. So if you create a name for this particular image and then say add it to a group, you can go into the image gallery and say we added it to action shot. As you can see, it's one of the images for this group. So as you can see, I've got multiple groups here that we can select from so that they're easy to find, or you can just go back to all of them. Same with suffix. So if I wanted to add a new suffix, I can do, say, man in yellow jacket. And if I, let's just fix that up. If I view this, you'll see that I've still got the same text. And at this point, I can actually add to it if I wanted to have a little bit different to what's in the prompt. But if I give it a name, and set it to a group, I can create a new group by just typing in a group that doesn't already exist. So jacket group, and then selecting the add. And I can go to add to gallery. So if I go to the suffix list, as you can see, there's a group down called jacket, which has the suffix in it that I actually just created. If I close this and I go to project, we go create new project. And then look at this. If I go to the suffix list, as you can see, I've still got jacket and I still have the same suffix. If I go to images, gallery, and I go to action shots, as you can see, the image that I added is available in this project as well. So that's basically everything that's new in the PromptJourney. I'm interested to hear what people actually think of PromptJourney. We have a Discord account, so if you want to leave any messages there, just telling us what you think of PromptJourney, that would be greatly appreciated. I've also created a channel in regards to issues, if anyone comes across any problems that they have. And all I really have to say now is enjoy. Thank you very much.